Mr. Chairman, with your permission, may I give 2 documents to the witness? I assume that we can agree with the proposition that in the enforcement of the laws, the Department of Justice should be independent.
Yes, sir.
Can we also agree that one of the institutions of government that the Department of Justice needs to be independent from in the enforcement of the laws is the White House?
No question about it, Senator. If you're talking about prosecuting someone in the White House, yes, we should be independent from them in making those kind of decisions.
And indeed, the Justice. And on the Department of Justice side, the only people who are qualified to engage in those discussions were the Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General, and the Associate Attorney General. So they had narrowed very carefully the field of people who could have these discussions, which I think is a very important safeguard. To narrow that portal, to police it, it's almost like there's an airlock there for those communications. Now, here's the result that I asked my staff to put together if you count all the people who are eligible under the new program. That, to me, your staff can check on exactly how accurately we've done it, but there are, I want to say what were the numbers? 417 folks in the White House who are eligible to have these contacts, and about 30 some in the Department of Justice. And again, from a structural point of view, my question to you is, when over years this issue of White House to Department of Justice contacts has become so significant, when, you know, even on the Republican side of the Judiciary Committee, there's intense concern about this over the years.
Yeah. Yes,
and it's been narrowed down to a fine porthole like this. You were the White House counsel at the time. What possible interest in the administration of justice is there to kick the portal so wide open that this many people now can engage directly about criminal cases and matters compared to before?
Senator, I think you've raised a good point here. One that I was concerned about it at the counsel's office, and I remain concerned as Attorney General, in terms of making sure the communication between the White House and the Department of Justice remain in the appropriate channels. I do recall being concerned about that as White House counsel.
Quite a pronounced change, isn't it?
Well, it is a pronounced change. However, it's my understanding of the policy, again, this is DOJ policy that occurred April 15, 2002, was that communications with respect to individuals at the National Security Council would not be with respect to particular cases, but with respect to...
This is national security aside. That's a proviso in it. This is not national security. This is criminal cases and civil cases, initial contacts between the White House and the Department of Justice.
Senator, let me say this. I'm not aware that there are initial contacts between the White House and the Department of Justice as an initial matter with respect to specific criminal cases, or if there are, let me put it this way, I don't think there should be. I think it's very, very important. I agree with you.